to all of you. We'll just chant mantra number 9 and then start with the 10. Sayo havai tat paramam brahma veda. Sayo havai tat paramam brahma veda. Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmaiva bhavati. Nasya kule. Nasya brahmavid kule bhavati. Nasya brahmavid kule bhavati. Tarati shokam tarati papmanam. Tarati shokam tarati papmanam. Guha grandhibhyo vimukto mruto bhavati. Guha grandhibhyo vimukto amruto bhavati. Yesterday we saw asya kule abrahmavid na bhavati. Abrahmavid asya kule na bhavati. Tarati shokam tarati papmanam. He crosses over sin. Crossing over sin means crossing over punya also. Okay? Not only papam, but punya as well. What does it mean by crossing over? Why it is said crossing over? Because the pending punya and papa are infinite. Okay? Because sanchita is infinite. Sanchita being infinite, pending punya papas are infinite. One. When whatever prarabdha is left over, this person has, during that prarabdha also, all that actions that he or she does it will certainly involve punya and papa. There are also nth number of it. You see, this word I had told earlier also, but I would like to repeat it. That statement of Bhagavad Gita, Gahana Karmano Gati. It's very gahan, deep, means nobody can know the movement of karma and karma phala. Why? Just look at this. This particular event taking place as of now, my taking a class, it involves infinite factors. Nth number of factors. First of all, my availability. Whether I know the Shastra, I can teach or that, it's second, but availability in terms of time. However, I wished to take the class yesterday, I was compelled to just to take a short class and dismiss the class because I was getting phone calls. Availability. Then somebody discovering internet. And the story must start from the discovery of electricity. When the humanity had electricity, then only humanity had electromagnetic waves. And that too only sound waves first. And then audio, mobile and all that. It's endless. Your availability. We should be thankful to all mosquitoes and all bugs and all corona bugs also that they have not caught us. Otherwise, down with some fever, down with some corona, it is endless. Endless factors have gone into making this event to happen. So every event taking place involves nth number of factors, and anything you do now has an impact like that throwing a pebble in the river. Pebble creates ripples, or a big little stone in a pond of water, you just throw it. It creates ripples. These ripples keep on expanding. Ever expanding number of ripples get generated by just putting a small stone. And every moment you and I keep doing karma. So we create nth number of effect. You don't know what you did then and what it will happen now. So karma and karma phalas are like an ocean. Ocean is an endless, sea is an endless. Somebody is drowning in the sea. He or she may not know even which direction to go. Where is the nearest shore? And it is endless, infinite, almost you can say. And then the existence in the sea is fraught with two kinds of things. All aquatic animals coming and biting and eating you, and those big waves and breakers coming and killing you. So also samsara, adi bhautika and adi devika killing you, creating problem, and adi devika, adi adhyatmika also, subjective issues are also there. So this sanchita karma and karma phala is equated to sagara, samsara sagara. Samsara is like an ocean. And tarati papman means he crosses all sanchita. He or she crosses all punya parasa, papatmaka sanchita as well as punyatmaka sanchita. Okay. Now, how does he cross? He crosses by discovering the fact that I have not done any karma and I am not doing any karma. Akarta aham asmi. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto mannete tattvavit. Naiva kinchit karomi. Napi krutavan. Neither I did it in the past, nor I am doing it now, or I will do in the present. Whatever is being done, I thought it to be done. It is only and only because of self-ignorance. Superimposed kartrutvam on the self made me a doer, but then in reality, I am neither doer nor an enjoyer. Okay? So that discovery means he disowns the papa. Papas and punya stand disowned by. That means he becomes free. Therefore, tarati papmanam, tarati punyam. Why? And tarati shokam. Shokam means grief. There is a constant grieving. Who is Jiva? Jiva is the one who is constantly grieving. What exactly do we mean by grieving? Grieving, what we mean is asantruptaha. And I'm always in pain, always dissatisfied, always discontent with what I am today. That is shoka. Or you can say that individual with nth number of complaints. For each one also, for a spouse also, there are so many complaints. For father, mother also complain. Children also complain. Business, if he is doing, complain. Job, he or she is doing, complain. Everything. And nowadays, complain about the Prime Minister of India also. And for Indians, one additional problem. Now complains about the Prime Minister of Britain also, just because he happens to be with a person with Indian origin. That is samsara. That is grief. A discontentment, a feeling that I have not enough, a feeling that I'm not rewarded to what I deserve. That is samsara, shokam. Shokam tarati. Shokam tarati tarati papmana. He crosses that ocean. There is no more any sense of discontentment, dissatisfaction, unhappy I. No. Content and relaxed I. Why? That because the same reason why he became Brahmavid, why he crosses Shoka and Punya Papa. He says, Guha Grantibhyaha Vimuktaha. No? Guha Grantibhyaha. Means what? He is, he becomes free from the knots of the cave. Guha Granthi. Guha means cave and the Granthi means knots. So he becomes free from the knots of the cave. Cave is buddhi. Okay? Buddhi is equated with a cave. Why it is equated with a cave? For a simple reason. Cave implies total darkness. From when? From beginningless of time. You don't create a cave. There is a natural creation. That means when there is a cave, there is darkness. Darkness is symbol of ignorance. So buddhi is a cave full of darkness, full of ignorance. From when? Beginningless time. Buddhi is born ignorant, continues to be ignorant blissfully. Of course, there is no blissful continuation. It is all santapta continuation. Always painful continuation. Life is full of pain and agony and dissatisfaction. But we can say blissful ignorant. So that, and from where it is ignorance? Beginningless time. Endless time. So it is because of this similarity. Buddhi is called cave. In knots of the cave. What is a knots? What knot does something tying up. It connects two pieces into and makes it one. It ties up two. So also here there is a tying up. Tying up of what? Tying up of Atma and Anatma. Tying of I and this. Druk Drishya Aviveka. Or Atma Anatma Aviveka. That is a knot. Aviveka involves two things. You may not know. That is one thing. But to conclude it otherwise, conclude one to be other and other to be one, that is a knot. That statement of Brahma Sutra, Yushmat Asmat Pratyaya Gocharayoho Vishay Vishayinoho Tamah Prakashavat Viruddha Svabhavayoho Itaretara Bhava Anupattau. Even though one cannot be other cannot be one, should not be one. There is no reason that it should be one. Api, itaretara bhavanupattau, api. They become one. Even though there is no possibility of these two joining, but they seem to have joined. Atma and Anatma has joined. In which sense? They give an example, iron ball. Iron ball becomes fireball. When you put this, the iron ball into a fire held with a chain. Keep it for some time and bring it out. Then you will not call it iron ball, you call it fireball. If it is a fire, it cannot be ball. Because the ballness, roundness, shape, there is no shape. Fire is in a way shapeless, or is the one who, because of whom all the shapes are there. So fire cannot have a shape. And if you say iron, then it has to be cold. But you suddenly get a fireball. So the ballness belongs to that iron ball. Fireness belongs to fire. They join and it becomes fireball. Fireness of the fireball belongs to fire. Ballness of the ball belongs to iron ball. But somehow they get connected. So this is a physical phenomena we can understand. They become one. And having become one, you call it a fireball. Similarly, when you say, I am Miss so-and-so, I am Mr. so-and-so, that I amness is consciousness, chitti. And am so-and-so is what? It belongs to upadhi. If you say a man or woman, it has nothing to do with you. Technically, it belongs to body, and you are not the body. So really, I am man or woman or Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Indian or American, all this superimposed on I. I is pure consciousness, becomes what? Unconscious also sometimes, pure conscious. I told you, there was a brahmachari whose name was Ishwar Chaitanya. So Ishwar, they went to Badrinath. There are hot springs. Hot spring has a gas, namely for, I think, phosphorus or something. So it's very impacting. If you are weak, you feel drowsy. Sort of. So he just swooned. So somebody said, God, his name was Ishwar Chaitanya. So Chaitanya is consciousness and Ishvara is God. Brahmachari said, God consciousness has become unconscious. God consciousness has become unconscious. So that Ishvara Chaitanyatvam is of the consciousness, and Ishvaratvam given to that is Upadhi. So Granthi is absence of Atma Anatma Viveka, caused by which some third entity comes out, who is a mixture of Atma and Anatma. I am man. So I-ness in I am means awareness is of consciousness. But am man. I am man. So amness, that means I exist. I am. That isness is of consciousness. Satchit. But manness doesn't belong to consciousness. It is upadhi. So there is a mixture. Consciousness and upadhi. In other words, mixture of Atma and Anatma. Atma, Anatma joins, a new thing comes out. That is a Granthi. And you take it to be real. That is another problem. That there is a possibility of Sahaja Tadatmya. Body may become conscious because it is fitted with the Sukshma Sharira. That's okay. But then to take it as real is your problem. It's because of ignorance. So that is Gruha Granthi. And he becomes Vimuktaha. How does he become free from Gruha Granthi? Because Tat Paramam Brahma Veda. He knows that Brahma. And therefore, means he knows what is Atma and Anatma. So there is no Aviveka. And since he knows Atma and Anatma, Anatma is never taken as Atma, and Atma is never taken as Anatma. There is no mixture possible. It may be for Vyavharasya, but there is an awareness that I am not this. Wise men say, I am man or a woman or a Swami or whatever. But that is a transactional reality. Vyavaharik satta, I have to say. But in reality, I am not this. That awareness is vimukti from gruha. As long as actor is wearing the dress of a beggar and he's on the stage, he has to conduct as a beggar. But even while conducting as a beggar, he knows that I am not really a beggar. I am really a pure consciousness. And that's why that beggarliness is superimposed on I, the actor, who is not a beggar. And beggar is just a vesha. It becomes sentient because of I joining it. So anyway, that is a granthi. In other words, guha granthi bhyaha vimuktaha means becomes free from the bondage of atma and anatma. And that is a freedom. That is a strength. And what is the phalam of the strength or freedom is talked about in the Paramatmananda. Tadetadrucha abhyuktam kriyavanta shrotriya brahmanistha kriyavanta shrotriya brahmanistha swayam juhvate karshi shraddhayantah स्वयं जुह्वते एकर्षि श्रद्धयन्तः तेषामेवैतां ब्रह्म विद्यां वदेत तेषामेवैतां ब्रह्म विद्यां वदेत शिरोव्रतं विधिवत् यस्तु चीर्णं शिरोव्रतं विधिवत् यस्तु चीर्णं. This teacher says Tadetadrucha abhyuktam. Abhyuktam means this is stipulation. This is stipulated. Rucha by means by this mantra. Okay? By this mantra, this is being stipulated. What? Kriyavantaha shrotriyaha brahmanishtaha. Those who are doing their duties regularly, kriyavanta. Duty committed person, that is one thing, kriyavanta. Then what it is? Shrotriyaha. Shrotriyaha means what? He says Shrotriya means one who has studied the Vedas, one who are exposed to Shastra. And then further he says, Kriyavantaha Shrotriyaha Brahmanishtaha Swayam Juhvate Ekarshi Shraddhayantaha. What does it mean by Swayam Juhvate? They perform, they themselves perform. Okay? What? This Ekarshi Shraddhayanta. With Shraddha, they perform Ekarshi. Ekarshi ritual is Agnihotra ritual, mentioned in Atharva Veda. So those who know the Veda, and then they are implementing that ritual in their day-to-day life. That is called Ekarshi Shraddhayanta. And that too does with what? He or she does with lot of Shraddha. Okay? With Shraddha they do it, and therefore to them alone you should teach this Brahma Vidya. You should be with us. And why? What do you mean by Tesham, be with us? I mean the person who has knowledge, when you live with that person, you gain knowledge. By living in the proximity of that person. His proximity becomes a teaching to the person. Sita pragnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. So his bhasha, his kimasi, the kim vrajeta kim, all that will reflect on his persona. And he has to find the time. So this Tesham eva Brahma Vidya, I mean the one who is committed to performing one's own duty. Okay, Kriyavantaha, who does their duty. Shrotriyaha, those who have studied Vedas, and then Swayam Juhvate, they do it by themselves. Not you hire a Brahmin and ask him to do. At least nothing is there, and then you should do that also. But then it is to be done by oneself. By oneself. What is that? Ekarshi Shraddhayantaha. It is a special ritual. It's a one kind of Agnihotra ritual, Ekarshi, referred in Atharva Veda. You need to know only that much, okay? So Atharva Veda Pranita. This Atharva Veda Pranita Ekarshi Yagnam Kurvante. They perform this yajna by this themselves. Vidivadi, and then he says, to them only this Brahma Vidya is given, who has Shirovratam Vidivata Yastu Chirnam. You know, they with Shraddha, they teach Brahma Vidya. And what do they teach? Shirovratam. Shirovratam is a vrata, where you put fire on the head, and that is called Shirovratam. But that's okay. So, that Shraddhayantaha, people place faith in him, that what you will be doing is right, and you put faith in yourself. That is a qualification. Then, a Swayam Jufvate Ekarshi Shraddhayantaha. They will offer the oblation to Ek Brahmaji. Swayam Jufvate Ekarshim, Brahmaji Shraddhaya, with Shraddha. Vadeta Shirovratam Vidivata. So you please, Vadeta Shirovratam Vidivat. So please tell us or enumerate the actual ritual of following the Shirovratam, so that we can also follow it. We can also perform that ritual. Okay. Now see the meaning of that mantra. Now, let us see these adjectives. Who is qualified? It is a tradition of Shastra that Guru would tell who is a qualified student to study this. Generally, either in the beginning or in the end. Gitaji also has slokas where Bhagavan says, Na bhaktaya, one who is not a devotee, don't tell. Tell to this person and don't tell to this person, that he tells. Similarly, here Guruji, teacher or Rishi, tells us that these are the person to be told. In other words, those who don't have these qualifications, they are not to be told. What is it? Kriyavantaha Shrotriya. Kriyavanta means committed to action. It is not that many. Kriyamanta means those who are committed to the duty. So the duty-based society, duty-based life prepares you for moksha. You become qualified for moksha. Therefore, it says Kriyavantaha Shrotriyaha. Shrotriyaha means those who have studied Vedas, who have recited Vedas. They have followed this injunction. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Swadhyayo adhetavyaha. All this instruction they are following regularly. So, Shrotriyaha doesn't mean that who knows how to teach Shastra. Because we Vedantins, No, only one meaning of Shrotriya. Tadviddhi pranipatena samitpanihi brahmanishtam. So then we think this is this kind of person. No, Shrotriyaha means one himself has studied the Vedas. Okay? And brahmanishtaha. Brahma prapti vidhane nishtaha iti brahmanishtaha. They are committed to gain Brahman. And therefore they have commitment to the means to gain Brahman. What will take them to moksha, they have surrendered to. Basically, mumukshu is surrendered to moksha. But then, just by sitting, you are not going to get moksha. One has to approach a teacher and study. And that is why it says, Brahmanishtaha swayam juhvate ekarshi shraddhayantaha. In a swayam juhvate, they perform ritual called ekarshi. This ekarshi is a ritual mentioned in Atharva Veda. Okay, so they perform ekarshi ritual with Shraddha, and they have Shirovratam also, something on the head also, generally fire. So they keep fire, implying their willingness to sacrifice their life for the sake of knowledge. With this, we close. I'm again sorry, I have some visitors who need to attend. I was away, just came and straight to the class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.